Hi, I'm Ryan with Rotorcraft Services Group, and today I want to talk about charging the AS350 system. So your initial refrigerant charge, after you do the installation of the kit and you're satisfied that all of the fittings are tightened down and you're not going to have any leaks, the first thing you want to do is move into the dehydration process, and that would be pulling a vacuum on the system. So you want to hook it up to a vacuum pump. A lot of the refrigerant recovery machines have vacuum pumps already installed in them, and so you just follow the manufacturer's instructions on how to pull the vacuum. You want to see at least 28 inches of mercury for 20 minutes. And what this does is promotes dehydration. So it lowers the boiling point of the moisture inside the system, and so it turns into a vapor and is removed. The rest of it is captured by the dryer bottle. After this initial process is done, you want to hold the vacuum for an additional 20 minutes. Make sure as you're holding that vacuum that this 28 inches of mercury doesn't deviate. If it does, if you start to lose vacuum, you have a leak somewhere, and then you have to go into a leak detection mode, and there's several different processes for that. Okay, after that, you can go charge the system. You can charge the system on both the high and the low side, as long as the helicopter's not running. What we're talking about here is inside the shop using a charging cart. The process of charging it out on the ramp while the helicopter's running is a little bit different. Charge the system on both the high and the low side, 2.5 pounds of 134A. Now this is sufficient charge for most parts of the United States. If you're somewhere in the desert Southwest where you're running, say, 110 degrees OAT consistently, it's possible that you want to go with a little bit lower charge to maybe 2 pounds. And to determine that, you'd have to run the helicopter with a set of manifold gauges on it and then read the pressures on that to kind of make that determination. But for all intents and purposes, 2.5 pounds is going to work good for you. During your initial charge after the installation, there's no additional oil needed. So our kits come with 7.5 ounces of polyester oil already inside the compressor. When the compressor engages, the oil atomizes and it moves throughout the system, lubricates the whole system. 7.5 ounces is enough to lubricate the whole system. It's been calculated out using the Sandin website. Now, during periodic maintenance, you're going to have to occasionally recover the refrigerant in the system. At which point there's a graduated cylinder on most of these recovery machines where when you recover the refrigerant, you're going to see probably about an ounce to an ounce and a half of oil recovered and separated from that refrigerant. You need to replace that once you do the recharge. And you want to replace it with ester, POE, or polyester. All three of those are the same type of oil. Sometimes the bottle's labeled slightly different. But if you get to your ester oil, POE, then that's going to be sufficient. So if you have any questions or comments, you can contact us at Rotorcraft Services Group, 817-624-6600.